All right, family. Black power is about to go down. Black Illuminati exposing the gatekeepers and the oath takers in the black community. Yeah, this is right here going to be very, very powerful. I want you to buckle in. We want you to buckle in because the information might be shocking to many, and we don't want you to fall up out the seat. So buckle on in, family. Now, let me get this on in here. Get this on in here. Yeah, it's time to get busy. We know family gonna be coming in from all platforms. All platforms. Yeah. Okay, what time? 3:45. All right. 5:40. Okay. Let's get busy. Now, many times, when you talk about entertainers, you talk about musicians, you talk about actors and actresses, politicians, many of the elite, when they take photo ops, it's almost 100%. When they take photo ops, they take those photo ops in Masonic postures, hand signs. It's almost a given. You know, it took me a while. You see, once I learned many of the gestures, of the postures, and then I began to look deeper into many of those who have been given an opportunity to be with the elite. You see that it was without precedence that they were almost always in Masonic posture. And so it caused me, I say, damn, and these were some fabricated niggas. You see, these was fabricated niggas. These wasn't nobody with no heavy mental. You see, and that caused me to go into a deeper mode that these niggas here, even though they have been initiated, they almost like flares. You see, when you flying, you flying through enemy territory, you see many times you shoot them flares out there, and what it do, it take the heat-seeking missile in a different direction. You see? And so these niggas is like flares. You see? They don't have no great wisdom, but they doing a service. So even there, you see, when they fuck with them glasses, you see, that's the eye. They dealing with the all-seeing eye. You see, and that all-seeing eye is the eye of Lucifer. I don't want nobody to say, oh, that's Heru, or that's Ra. That's not Heru. That's not Ra. That's Lucifer. Okay? We're going to be clear about that. You see, these are old postures. They're not new. I can take you back into when Hollywood just started. And you can see many of the earliest, we talking about black and white goddamn movies. You see, a lot of people don't know when people put up the middle finger. You see, that's a Masonic hand gesture. You see, it's a Masonic hand gesture. So we see right here, we see Twister. Yeah, we see Fabulous. And we think, oh, the nigga does, that's Masonic. Now, another thing, you see that with Twister, you see that okay sign. You see is let me get back up in there. You see that's the okay, and so you see and you and many people say them sixes. You see, so he got that okay sign, and then he got them 3 6s because a lot of time they'll curl them up. You see, and make the 6. Now a lot of people say, "Oh, you reaching with the 6s," and so that's when we have to go in there and lay out what the establishment says, not what you say, nigga. Not what you say. Not, we're not just pulling this information up out of the air. You see, we taking it from the establishment, what they believe. And then once you understand what they believe, then it would be, you understand what I'm saying? It would be first nature for us to assume that all gestures, all lingo, all logos, you see, are connected to what they believe. We're not going, and so if they worship Lucifer and we see them throwing up 6s, then we would assume that that's in accordance with what they believe. Okay? That's in accordance with what they believe. So, and then we come here and we see old 50. We see 50 Cent in the same. Now, I could show, I could go on and on, but I'm not going to stay here. It's so many entertainers, rappers, white and black, even the white boys and they did it first. You see, they did it first. So I don't want y'all to think, no. So yeah, you can even see the white boys, and I can go on and on and on with that. But we got too much. You see right there. You see old Eddie Murphy. You see, he's a Freemason, and a lot of time you see, and you can see the derivative. You see, of the okay, but it's open. You feel me? It's open. Now, a lot of people might think that's a crip. To see Freemasons. Believe me, many of them gang signs come from Freemasonry. That's facts. You see, many of them damn gang signs come from Freemasonry. Okay? And so, we got to get into who established those gangs. You see, right there, you see old Snoop. You see him, and so we could go on and on and on. I could have stayed on this one Freemason, and he's a Freemason too. He's a Freemason, act just like one. You see, act just like one. Wait a minute, let me show you. You see old E40? 40 wider? Yeah. Let me get him in there. Get him all the way up. Okay. Yeah, you see T.I.? You see the OK? See, that's one of their symbols. See? You ain't gonna, there ain't nobody just gonna be pinching. What the fuck is somebody, what you gonna do some shit like that for? That's a Freemason hand gesture. So they won't even let you fucking get in the game unless you down. Nah, here we go. Let's work out. Now, you see there, you see the Pope. You see the all-seeing eyes. You see them 6s in there. You see the 6s in there. Now, that's a derivative. Now, I know Will Smith. He's you can see we'll get some clear ones. Them ones at the bottom too short. Too small to see. But they'll get bigger as we move forward. So we see right there, we see Will Smith. Now the crazy thing about it, the Cardinals, the many of the priests, the Jesuits, they got their own hand gestures. Many of them are very similar to Freemasonry. Now, there is a false narrative that Catholics can't be Freemasons. You see, they're just smoke and mirrors. See, those are the flares that they shoot out there. You understand what I'm saying? And the flare, all it do is take the heat-seeking missile in another direction to get the heat off of their ass. You see? And so, how ironic that the Pope would be performing Masonic hand gestures, no different than any other Freemason. You see? That just show you how deep it goes. Wait a minute. And so you see here, you see the white boys. See, they the ones that started it. They the one that created it. You see, they the ones that created it. Denzel. You see Denzel also. And people give Denzel all the respect. Yeah, they give him all the respect, but he in there too. He's in there too. This is not the only one. Yeah. Denzel, he's in there too. He's a Freemason. There's no doubt about it. He wouldn't have got all the accolades that he got if it was not for the fact that he was interconnected with the rest of the elites in Hollywood. Period. Wait a minute. I want you to look. Is that Mike? Yeah, that's Mike. That's Mike. With the all-seeing eye. See, who is it? It's Lucifer. Now, see, we're not talking about that. We're not talking about that. Now, we got to talk now. We got to talk. We got to go to the top, and we got to talk. We got to talk now. Now, let's start with old Albert Pike, who is considered by many the greatest Freemason in modern times. His book, Morals and Dogma, is considered the Bible of Freemasonry. Do you understand what I'm saying? His book, Morals and Dogma, Albert Pike, his book is considered the Bible of Freemasonry. Okay? Now let's talk about what General Albert Pike, who was a Confederate general during the Civil War. Many people accuse him of being one of the collaborators, very well the main collaborator of those who assassinated Lincoln, Abraham Lincoln. Okay? Now, this and I'm gonna give you a background on Albert. Matter of fact, yeah, let me while I'm in here, let me see if I got his tomb in Washington, D.C. His tomb is in Washington, D.C. Okay, that just to show you how high up he is. His tomb is in Washington, D.C. Here it is. Let me drop it in. They call it the house of the shrine. Okay? The house of the shrine. Let me drop it in there so you can see. That right there in Washington, D.C. The only Confederate general or Confederate politician out of all of them that was honored in Washington, D.C. Okay? And so his tomb is inside there. You know, and so, you know, if you feel like you need to go and do some research, you can go straight to D.C. to the house of the shrine. This is what Albert Pike said, so we understand what's going on. That which we must say to the crowd is, we worship a God, but it is the God that one adores without superstition. To you, sovereign grand inspectors general, make sure y'all see it well. Okay, it's in there good. It's in there good. Okay. It's in there good. Let me bring it back up. To you, Sovereign Grand Inspector General, we say this that you may repeat it to the brethren of the 32nd, the 31st, and the 30th degrees. The Masonic religion should be, by all of us, initiate of the high degree. See, this is why we got to say this thing. You see, we talking about the high degrees. We're not talking about no fertilizer. We ain't talking about niggas that's, the lower, the low down on the totem pole niggas. You see, we talking about the higher ups. And as I gave an earlier in the preview, if you come to my page and you say, you know what, man, we rock with the general. We rock with his frequency. We rock with his information. This is why you become a member. This is why you subscribe. You see, this is why you come to my platform. Because you feeling my frequency. Ain't no other way you gonna join. Okay? And so these is the higher ups. Not only are they the higher ups, Albert Pike is one of the Freemasons that molded. He created the laws. He created the rituals. That's why his book is considered. So I didn't go to nobody on low on the totem pole. I went up to the top. So if you join Freemasonry, okay, either you was tricked, and I don't know nobody in Freemasonry that's serious, that studied why they was there, because you shouldn't be fumbling in Freemasonry for the simple fact that they claim to be those enlightened ones, which means we expect you to do serious study. We don't expect you to be fumbling and shit into an organization that you're not aware of, okay? So for somebody to come into Freemasonry and don't know who Albert Pike is, it's like a motherfucker coming into Judaism and don't know who Moses is. Like somebody coming into Christianity and don't know who Jesus is. You see what I'm saying? So to say you don't know who Albert Pike is like saying, you know what, I'm a dumbass nigga. I just joined because I ain't got nothing else to do. You see? And so he was clear about the higher ups. You see? And so that right there showed me that they see a division between those on the lower rank and those on the higher rank. Okay? They see a difference. So you can't look at the niggas on the lower. That's why when I see a lot of these rapper niggas and they in Masonic posture, I know them niggas ain't nothing but flares. They ain't got no knowledge. They ain't done no goddamn research. You see what I'm saying? They out there to mislead a lot of these young niggas that this is what's popping. You see what I'm saying? And they take them brothers in a direction that gonna have them, you understand what I'm saying, misleading they people, living a destructive life. You understand what I'm saying? Teaching they people to live a destructive and negative life. This is what these niggas is for. Okay? This is what they for. And so what Albert Pike said, now what said he said, what Albert Pike, okay, the Moses of Freemasonry, the Masonic religion should be by all of us initiate of the high degrees maintained in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. I got a problem with that, brothers. Okay? Because you're going to tell me that ain't what it's about, nigga. You're lying. Okay? You're lying, nigga. And that's why you have to understand when they say it's a secret order, that means by default, the nigga gonna lie. Because he's not supposed to reveal the goddamn secret. And so if he's not supposed to reveal the goddamn secret, when you hear him say, oh, that ain't what it is, bitch, you lying. You're lying. And that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to lie. So don't sit up there and think a goddamn Freemason gonna say, oh, you right. Man, you right. You right. Some of them try. You understand what I'm saying? Because with me, they ain't got to tell me I'm right. My motherfucking research gonna verify that. Motherfucker I don't give a fuck what and I ain't saying it in disrespect, but I know what you're about. Now, either you, if you're still a Freemason, then that means then there's something there for you. Okay? You ain't coming in there to debunk what they saying. You might say a couple of things, but you're there. Okay? You're there. You're there. Okay? So you're still following the customs and the rituals and the ceremony. You're still there. Okay? And so you still, which means that you abide by the rituals. You abide by the moral and dogma. You do that. Okay? He says, by all of us initiated of the high degrees maintain in the purity of the Luciferian doctrine. If Lucifer were not God, would Adonai Jesus calumniate, spread false and harmful statements about him? Yes, Lucifer is God. That what Albert Pike said. Wait a minute. I'm gonna go over here because there's many more. Now, when we talk about Manly P. Hall, now if you're in Freemasonry and you don't know who Manly P. Hall is, then you're not serious. Nigga, you just wanted to join something, nigga, use a cartoon. You use a cartoon. Dr. Ben has always said, if you're going to be a part of something, motherfucker, do the research. Don't be no fool in it. Understand it from beginning to end. So if you're in it, Manly P. Hall is considered to be the greatest Masonic philosopher of all time. He's up there. You understand what I'm saying? He's considered to be one of the most learned individuals in Western Freemasonry. Okay? It's highly unlikely if you're high up in Freemasonry that you don't have an understanding of who Manly P. Hall is. What does Manly P. Hall say as a 33rd degree? When the Mason learns that the key is the proper application of the dynamo of living power, he has learned the mystery of his craft. Seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands. The seething energies of Lucifer are in his hands. So there again, we done took two high ups. You don't get no higher than Albert Pike in Manly P. Hall and many other elitists. Wait a minute. Let me drop Blavatsky. Now a lot of people say, well, you got to be a man to be a Freemason. Well, the one thing about Madame Blavatsky is that she rubbed elbows with so many elitists all around the world in the various secret orders, occult orders, that she has an inside pathway to much of what we call the occult and so on, that Freemasons use her literature as, sacred literature in a various orders. Okay? Isis Unveiled and so on. What does Madame Blavatsky say? She say Lucifer represents life through progress, civilization, liberty, independence. Lucifer is the Logos, the serpent, the Savior. See? So the thing is, with these elitists, we understand that they into the Luciferian order. They into the Luciferian order. So we wanted to be clear about that. And just to show you here, that old J. Edgar Hoover, who was, I didn't go say he found it, but he was the first, I believe, I don't know if it's a chairman of the FBI, but he was the first, it wasn't the president, I believe chairman of the FBI, J. Edgar Hoover, 33rd degree. So he structured the FBI based on Freemasonry. Now, another thing that we're going to bring out before we get into it, what Madame Blavatsky said even about Freemasonry, that the Jesuits were behind, they were the ones that established Freemasonry and the Illuminati. That the Illuminati and Freemasonry is structured after the Jesuit order, and that the Jesuits are the capstone of all secret orders. The Jesuits. What does she say? It is curious to note, too, that most of the bodies which work these, we talk about bodies, we talk about orders, institutions that work these, such as the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite, such as the ancient and accepted Scottish Rite, which is Albert Pike, the Rite of Avignon, the Order of the Temple, Thessalus Rite, the Grand Council of the Emperors of the East and West, Sovereign Prince Masons, etc., are nearly all the offspring of the sons of Ignatius Loyola, who was the founder of the Jesuits. In these rites, down at the bottom where you see in yellow, work in these rites include all the rites of Freemasonry, the Shriners and all that. In these rites worked under instructions from the general of the Jesuits. You see? So we seeing that this shit is deep. We also seeing that there's a split between the higher degrees and the lower degrees. See now, so now we see Mike, and Mike was trained young. He was trained young to be, and walk in the ways of Freemasonry. Matter of fact, I got him down here. You see, and how ironic that Emmanuel Lewis, who played Webster, who Michael Jackson was, he played, he was picking him up, and, he was fond of old Emmanuel Lewis. He was fond of him. Let me see if I got him when he was there. I think I got him. It might come up. It'll pop up as we move down. So you see that even at early ages, you see they've been, once they into that entertainment, you see they are molded in the Freemason structure. You see, and you see even coming up. Wait a minute. You see them still continue. See the OK? He all on stage. He all on stage, performing Freemason Illuminati rituals on stage. So when you see the OK, that's the eye. You see the 3 6s. You see the eye of Lucifer. That's Lucifer. You see, that's the god of Freemasonry. Okay? That's the god of free. And as you move through, I say, damn. See that? That's Muhammad. See? That's Muhammad Ali. See, he posed and he continued to do it over and over and over. But that ain't the only one. See? You see old Mike Tyson? That don't mean they're going to say it. That's going to save your ass. Because like I said, they bring niggas in to let them, to introduce them to a low-level Freemasonry. They never made familiar with the higher degrees. And see, the one thing about the white boy, he got degrees that they don't even talk about. You see, they got degrees that they don't even talk about. You think it's just 33 degrees, you're wrong. They got orders for only presidents. They got orders for only president. If you ain't at least a president or a king, you cannot be in that order. You don't even know it exists. You see? And so yeah, they got orders for you have to at least be a senator. If you're not a senator, you're not involved. You cannot be involved. You see, it's just like when you come into, you come into the government, they give you a clearance, a level of clearance. You see, you're given a level of clearance, and some people get to top level clearance. Some get, and so you got to understand, you can't go all the way up the elevator. You can't go all the way up the elevator. Here you go. You see old Eddie. Yeah, you see old Eddie and all of them. Wait a minute. Who is this? That's gang. Now, you might think that means blood. See? Throw up the B sign. See, that's see, that's a way to trick your ass, because he very well might be a blood, but he's also a Freemason. He's also a goddamn free. He's a blood, but he's a Freemason. So when he throw the sign up, you know, the nigga in the street gonna see the B. You see, it means something different for different people. And see, that's what I was telling motherfuckers even about the Medu Netta. You see, motherfuckers come in here with that amateur interpretation. You see? And so it's no different than our ancestors. They know, nigga, that you didn't go through training. They know you don't know. They ain't even got to worry about you. They know you don't know. You gonna go in there and you gonna see whatever you think you see. But that ain't what the masters see. That ain't what they see. And unless they tell you what it means, and see, that's what our ancestors knew. And they love when niggas come out here and Cro-Magnon, Neanderthal come out here and come up with these false interpretations, because that's what they want, to lead the profane away from the true teachings. Let me see if everybody in here. Hold on. Got another one. Let's get family in here. Let's get family in here. Four. Let's get family on up in here, fam. Okay. Okay, good. We got them on in there. Okay. And so now now let's get back up in here. Let's work. So you see Game, he's he throwing up with many of the niggas in the street see as the blood gang sign to the Freemason. That's the eye of Lucifer. You see the 3 6s in there too. You see that, and so they see something totally different. Wait a minute. And you see right there, that's the motherfucker that played Frodo in goddamn Lord of the Rings. You see? There it is. There it is, right there. Let me get back up here. Let's work out. And so we had this, we had to break that down for family. Let me get it all the way up here. Nah. You see that right there with Tupac? And you see him, let me show you something. It hurt. Now, I don't want no motherfucker. And you see he got his hands in front of his face like this, right? You see, now check this out. Bear with me now. You see Hitler? That's a Masonic hand gesture. You see them? Both of them looking up. Even though Hitler's hands is a little wider, Tupac's is more together. See them? They both looking up. Let me get it in there deeper for you so you can see. Yeah. And I can show you in many, many, many more in that same Masonic posture. You see, we're gonna have a part 2, so don't worry. You see, now another one is the finger pointing up. And when you see this, you see many times that's also the okay. A lot of times they'll be in the okay, but the finger will be pointing up. You see, old Farrakhan, old Boule, Martin Luther King. I know you don't like it, nigga, but it's the truth. He Boule. Okay, wait a minute. Now, you see right there old Gaddafi. Yeah, you see old Gaddafi, who the Nation of Islam, they love Gaddafi. A Freemason, didn't save him. Yeah, so he do all the rituals. He do all the Freemason hand gestures. You see Obama. You see him, and he doing more than now. Wait, look at it, wait. This ain't no attack, but I got to say this. I got to say this now, because this ain't just gonna be no one. It ain't gonna just be one. We see Malcolm, and we'll say, still at that time there was no integration between the black Masons and the white Masons. Many white Masons consider black Masonry to be clandestine, that they don't officially accept black Masonry. They don't accept it. But you see here a Masonic gesture. Now, it could be just coincidence until I show you many of these brothers in many other Masonic postures in hand gestures. You see? And as I looked at the Nation of Islam, they were structured around Freemasonry. The fruit of Islam, the uniforms, and all of that is Freemason. So I don't want nobody to get upset when I show you. See L. You see him throwing up, that's you see the L in them. Now, for me and my understanding of what I see, because that's the square. You see standing on the square. You see what I'm saying? You see the right angle in there. Now, I could be totally wrong. You see, I could be totally wrong. But I know one thing, that's it. And see, they'll do it like this. They'll point directly at you. Sometimes they'll have the thumb cocked. They'll have the thumb cocked. Sometimes they'll have the thumb down. Sometimes they'll point up. Sometimes they'll point out. Sometimes they'll point down. You'll see the finger pointing down. You see what I'm saying? And I didn't, and so yeah, if you're not taught to see it, you know what I'm saying, you will miss it. So you see him here pointing up. L is a Freemason. You see him here pointing out. All of those are Freemason hand signs, not without any doubt. You see? Now this is old Billy Graham. See him? See him? See, he got him and he pointing out. He's a Freemason. You see, when they talk and they teach, they always use Masonic gestures and hand signs and postures. Okay? And you see him pointing out again, and old Biggie. Yeah. That's in Puff too. See? We're gonna black it up. I don't want you to run from me. I don't want you to be upset. You see? Don't be upset. Just stand in there. And so you see the white boy. See, he's showing you. Even that, throwing the hand up. Now, many times, when sometimes they'll have two of them up. You see what I'm saying? They'll have two of them up. So the what's his name? Spacey, he got actually two up. He got his hand put and he got his hand up. You see, those two Masonic hand gestures that he's performing. Now, because we talking about the fraternal order of police. Talking about the fraternal order of police. You see him? See how he pointed? We Freemasons. When we talk about the police, they were established, even the salute. See, we're going to talk about that. Even the salute is a Freemason hand sign that you see the military, you see the police. Yeah, you see the police, then you see they salute. That's Freemason. And we're going to prove that. Okay? And so, yeah, I say, you see 50 Cent. 50 Cent, yeah. Now, let's go to the salute. You see the salute? See, there's old Chris Rock. Now, T.I., he throw it up all the time. He throw it up all the time. That's what he do. He throw up the salute. You see him there? You see him there? Okay. Now you see them hand signs. You see wait a minute. You see Ice Cube. That's a Freemason hand gesture. The salute. Wait a minute. Now, a lot of people ain't gonna understand this. It might hurt their heart. It might hurt their feelings. You see that? When you point out, it look like a motherfucker saying, "Hi, Hitler." You see? Hail Hitler. You see? It's a Masonic posture. Okay? I don't want nobody to believe that maybe Malcolm X thought like, but if you're in a Masonic order, you might find some of the craziest motherfuckers and some of the most esteemed peoples performing the same hand gestures because they in an order, they in a Masonic order, and they're doing what they're taught. You see, they're taught in Freemasonry the hand gestures and the prostrations, and so Malcolm X may never have known Hitler. He didn't. But here we see, and along with Dr. Dre and many others who are Freemasons that perform that hand gesture. Okay, now we see the Pope. We see the Pope with the hidden hand. He ain't even the Pope at this time. He ain't even the Pope. He's still a Jesuit. We just talked about the Jesuits. The Jesuits are a military religious order of the Roman Catholic Church, Masonic, and other oaths. And you see there the hidden hand lets the other initiates know that the individual depicted is part of this secret brotherhood and that his actions were inspired by the Masonic philosophy and beliefs. Furthermore, the hand that executes the actions is hidden behind cloth, which can symbolically refer to covert nature of the Masons' actions. You see? So you see these motherfuckers is on some secret shit. They're on a secret mission. They on, and so what are they hiding? What are they up to? We got to know this. We got to, you understand what I'm saying? Here it is. So you see the white boys. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is their organization. Yeah, the brotherhood started in the Nile. This ain't it. This ain't it. You see old Momar. Now, next to him, you see Joseph Stalin. Old ruthless Joseph Stalin, who was more brutal than Hitler, more brutal than Mao Zedong combined. You understand what I'm saying? That man, they say that man got over 50 million people. That he, you know what I'm saying? I think he say 25 to 50 something million people that motherfucker did murder. You understand? Over the course of time while he was in office in Russia. Now here we go. Here we go. Is that Farrakhan? That's Farrakhan. Is that old Danny Glover? That's Danny Glover. Yeah. Wait a minute. Is that Andre with 3,000? Yeah. In there with the hidden hand. And they didn't hit his ass. You ain't seen that nigga in so long. They didn't hit his ass. They made him come out there, full of sugar. Out there, you understand, doing all type of crazy. This nigga supposed to be a rapper. This nigga out here, him and CeeLo. Well, you understand, they didn't turn both of them niggas out. Yeah, and this is the motherfucker that played James Bond. You see? Now, you see the hidden hand. You see that Nas. You see, they always hide that one eye. You see? They hide that one eye. And the one that's left is the eye you see on the back of the dollar. That's what you see on the back of the dollar. That one eye, the eye of Lucifer. Yeah, so they hide the eye. So they, I hear a lot of people say, Prince couldn't be a Mason because he was a Jehovah's Witness. I say, what kind of fool is you niggas? You can go right there, I believe it's in Minnesota, to the grave of Charles Taz Russell, who founded the Jehovah's Witnesses. And you can go right there to his tombstone, and next to his tombstone is a monument of a pyramid with the cross of the Knights Templar right there on his tombstone. He got the cross of the Knights Templar right there on his tombstone with a damn pyramid. And they sitting up here talking about Jehovah's Witnesses can't be Freemasons. God damn it, Jehovah's Sicknesses was founded on Freemasonry. You see, was founded on Freemasonry. You see right here, old RZA. Yeah, you see him right there, Freemason, put his, using the light bulb, you understand, to hide the eye. Yeah, he down with him. And that's the other white boy hiding his eye. Muhammad, Michael, yeah. Motherfucker on there hiding the eye, the all-seeing eye. And then when it get too deep, the nigga won't freedom. The nigga won't free. He don't want to be down. Because now they want to take it up a notch. They want to go deeper, Michael. They want to go deeper. Mike I don't know. Mike can take it. You understand? Now he won't out. You understand what I'm saying? You get to crying, and when you in too deep, you didn't sign the contract, come up dead. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers don't know that his doctor was a damn Freemason. Did they give him the message to take out Michael Jackson? Did they give him the message to take out Michael Jackson? Because Michael Jackson tried to renege on his contract with the devil. Yeah, he tried to renege. That's old Ben Affleck back there. Yeah, that's him. And so, now, a lot of people don't know. You see old KRS-One. You see, a lot of people don't understand that the middle finger is a Freemason hand gesture. You see, it is. You see right there, you see Obama throwing up the middle finger. See, he got it on his eye. He's throwing up the middle finger. Got it on his eye. See, it so, yeah. And so most motherfuckers don't say, oh, it means fuck you. You see what I'm saying? But it got a deeper meaning. You see? Because some of these brothers is revered. See, right there, you see Muhammad, you see Martin Luther King and damn Tupac. Almost looks exact. You see? And people always see Tupac and he throwing up the middle finger. Yeah, it mean fuck you, but he's been introduced. He's been introduced, man. There's no doubt about it. He's been introduced. Yeah, it mean fuck you, but it's a Freemason hand sign. You see? And you see right there, you see again, you see Obama, you see what's the guy's name? I forget his name. You see right there, Robin Williams. You see right there, Robert De Niro throwing up the middle finger. You see, they down. You see right there. Now you see a Red Fox. Now this is the motherfucker from the Three Stooges. This is the motherfucker from so they've been using that long time ago. You see Dave Chappelle. You see Ice-T. Now he got up to fist too. That's two hand signs. See, we all understand that. Yeah, when they throw up the fist in on the surface level, it means some of the same, power. You see what I'm saying? But you see, it goes far deeper than that. They got a surface meaning, and that surface meaning is the flare to take you wherever they want to take you. That's what they want. That's what they want to happen. That's the profane interpretation. That's the profane. Nah, you see right there, you see Ice-T. Nah, this is Mussolini. That's Mussolini, okay, with the fist. But here you come over and you see Michael Jackson. See? And we all right with that. We say, oh, that's power and this, that, and yeah, but it's Freemason. It's something deeper going on also. You see him always throwing it up. And then you see him, he continue to do it. And then right there, Martin Luther King. Freemasons. Okay? I know it hurt, but we got say Martin Luther King? It was all a dream. It was all a dream. You see him right there? That's a Masonic hand gesture. You're gonna see many, and a lot of time they take it to the eye. You see? You understand what I'm saying? It's that L, but you see the L up under the chin. You see what I'm saying? It's up under the chin. Okay? Watch him. There's no doubt that, you see him pointing up. You see him pointing up. Now you see him right there. Now you see Martin Luther King pointing. You see, he got two of them out there now. You see old Quincy Jones, his fingers is up. But technically the same hand gesture. You see Hitler, you see him pointing. You say, oh yeah, what the fuck is he pointing at? He looking one way. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, what the fuck is he if he was pointing at, he ain't looking at it. You see? It's a hand gesture. I went over that one before. Even this one. I see, and the crazy thing about it, as I started to study this, right? Many of these statues that you see out here, religious statues, how many angels I seen like this? You will see statues out there in them same Masonic postures. You see? You see, now where is that one? I just had it in there. It'll come. It'll come. It'll come. Now, you see, Martin Luther King over there with Sammy Davis Jr., the devil. This motherfucker taking pictures with Anton Levy, the founder of Satanism, and then come over there and get in the clique with Martin Luther King. You see what I'm saying? That just show you when it comes to Freemasonry. See, what do they really believe in? And so when you get higher up like Martin Luther King, I'm quite sure he understands what he's a part of. Even the Boule was founded by Freemasons. Ain't no damn doubt about it. And so he's a member of the Boule. You see, which they say is the advisors to the king. Who's the king? Who is he advising? You see? And you see him here now. A lot of people don't even talk about. I think